Well, the festive season in our country is probably the busiest period for tourism, with more than half of the travellers preferring to do so in the month of December, followed by September and then in April. Well, this is according to the Department of Tourism. And as we continue to follow the sun here on Morning Live and showcase our country's tourism attractions, the Department of Tourism recently launched their summer campaign in the Free State. Last year's campaign resulted in over 10 million domestic trips, with over 38 billion rand being spent on these specific trips. Well, to speak to us about this and other tourism matters, we are joined by the Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille. Minister, so good to see you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne, and let me say thank you for Morning Live, for always being there to promote, especially domestic tourism.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. And you know, the reality is that we're having so much fun, and it's so lovely to see even our
Follow
SABC,
the sun.
Yeah, and our SABC reporters getting out to enjoy the environment that they work in. You know, we're so used to reporting on negative news, but to actually just stop that and go and enjoy the environment we work in is beautiful. And I think that's the theme of what the holidays are about.
Exactly. You know, when we launched the summer campaign in Bloemfontein in October, what we're also advising domestic tourists is they normally drive through Bloemfontein to get wherever they want to be. But we said they must go to Bloemfontein. And we've showcased all the beauties, the hidden gems in the Free State. And it's family time. People travel to the villages, small dorpies all over the country. And what we also are very concerned about, we do know that, you know, the cost of living is high. It's not easy for South Africans today. And therefore, we have teamed up with the private sector to make a holiday more affordable for South Africans. And so far, over 650 private sector establishments, they have put out discounted deals up to 50%. And I want to encourage South Africans to visit South African tourism website, you know, the Short Left campaign, and they can see all of those deals that are there. But then also, we're also appealing to South Africans that while we're on the roads, you know, we should drive safely, consider other drivers on the road. And we're confident with the private sector that we are going to have a bumper season this year.
Well, I do hope so, because we know that the impact of the summer campaign last year saw over 10 million domestic trips and a spend of 38 billion rand. I mean, that's incredible. I'm hoping it increases.
You know, Leanne, that our domestic tourism in 2023 added more to the economy, 132 billion rand, while international tourists contributed 95 billion rand. So domestic tourism is the bedrock of our country. You know, people want to see our country. And, you know, as they go out to visit families, we are trying to show them that whatever town or village or small dorpy you're going to visit, go out and explore those hidden gems of our country. So domestic tourism is very central to the growth of the sector also.
Yeah, and it really is, because I mean, we're finding that local travel is a very profitable industry, and people are just enjoying it. But as you mentioned, last month you launched the Tourism Department summer campaign for the Free State. But let's talk about how you're making sure that tourists are aware of all the different offerings in 9 provinces, because we have 9 provinces. We can't just focus on one.
I agree with you, and that was the purpose of the launch of the summer campaign in the Free State. We are targeting the less visited provinces. We also want to show the world that South Africa is not only just about safaris, about Table Mountain. Yes, they are world attractions, but we actually have got more. There are those hidden gems in these less visited provinces. And that's why I'm saying that when you go and visit family in the less visited provinces, also take the opportunity to explore and find all of those hidden gems. The Northern Cape, for instance, Also, we've got a lot to be seen in the Northern Cape. It's a vast province, but it's beautiful. We launched our astrotourism strategy in the Northern Cape because there you've got the most beautiful night skies that you can just look at the galaxy. And so you've got those beautiful hidden gems all over the country. And we do encourage South African visitors to also visit those less visited provinces this summer season.
Yeah, and you know, it is just such a phenomenon. I mean, I want to stop and pause and talk about the Northern Cape because there's something very, very special about the Northern Cape.
Very special. I can't agree more with you.
I just think, and we've got our reporter out and about there today who's going to be doing some sand surfing, but it's a spiritual place and it's a beautiful place to go and visit. And these are the things that I'm not sure South Africans embrace enough, that we get international tourists flocking there. However, locally, we take it for granted.
You know, in a place like Carnarvon, we've got the SKA there. We've got the biggest telescope in the world. And it's amazing what we have built around the SKA. And what we are trying to do is to use tourism as a catalyst also to lift up that district and make sure that we drive tourism for people to go and see the SKA. But it's not just only the SKA. You've also seen agri-tourism flourishing in the Northern Cape. You've got the best Karoo lamb that you find in the Northern Cape. So it is a province that we will advise and ask South African visitors to go and visit. They've got lovely accommodation. You've got homestays. You can live with a family while you are there. And that's, you know, the Ubuntu of the Northern Cape, that the warmth of the people. Not only the warmth in terms of 30 degrees Celsius, but just the warm hearts of the people of the Northern Cape.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So let's talk about something which I think is how, funnily enough, I plan my trips. And, you know, when I travel internationally or locally, one of the things I look at is the power of social media. And you sit at night and you get into a rabbit hole of watching some of the most beautiful tourist destinations, far-flung gems and places that you cannot believe even exist, and they do. But when we talk about the power of social media and the use of social media and influencers in promoting a country and tourism, how does that fit into your campaigns?
It is central to all our campaigns. You know, and next year we will be hosting the G20. We are going to have between 200 and 300 business events, and we have spread those events across all 9 provinces. And social media, when we launch the G20 campaign, there will be a link for our visitors, both local and international, to show them what to do in our country when they come and visit us. So social media is key. We've got a number of young people, of influencers who are very familiar with the technologies, and they are busy. And even now, as we speak, they continue to project all of those less visited provinces, but they also put out the normal ones like Table Mountain, like the safaris. And so we depend a lot on social media, but also there's artificial intelligence now that people also use, you know, to decide which areas to go and visit. So technology is key. You know, trip advisors, our local websites, the province's own tourism authorities, they also use social media a lot. So for the tourism sector, we depend a lot on social media.
Yeah, and rightly so, and I think the world does. I mean, I have seen destinations that I didn't think I wanted to visit, and believe me, those are now right at the top of my list of places I want to go, whether locally or internationally as well, and it's a big thing. Minister, this G20, if we may just speak about this a bit, because this is a very powerful medium to put South Africa out there, because you say businessmen are coming. These are probably the most powerful business leaders that will be entering into South Africa. What do you think will come of this? I mean, what are the benefits of hosting something like this next year?
The difference with South Africa being the host of the G20 for 2025 is that we are going to have community outreach programs led by our president and all the ministers. We will go to our communities, we will explain to them the benefits of hosting the G20, but also the benefits for local communities. I have had discussions, every year we host the Sustainable Village at the Travel Indaba in Durban. And one of the G20 working groups will be meeting next year in Durban, where we are going to showcase all that we have. But in the Sustainable Village, we've got a number of SMMEs that the department support. And you've seen yourself, Leanne, this year, the quality of products produced by local people in villages. I still wear a watch strap that I bought there that's beaded. And we're going to go to them for the purposes of the G20 and recruit from all over South Africa so that the presents that our hosts and our guests will receive from South Africa will come from our sustainable villages.
Amazing.
So that is how the communities will benefit from the tourism side.
Fantastic.
But also from other departments. They will use, the Minister of Agriculture will use agro-processing. And we are we're very proud to show up the most beautiful country in the world.
Indeed.
And we're going to call on everyone to support us with that.
Yeah, and rightly so, rightly so. Quickly, what are you doing? What do you do? What does the tourist minister of the country do during this festive season?
Leanne, because it is our a peak season, I'm available in case there are any problems.
Okay.
Although at least I will be working from home. But I look forward that week between Christmas and New Year to spend time with my family.
Yeah.
And my dogs. My dogs think I'm a visitor to my own house. So I will just be at home. And because I live in Cape Town, I will allow all the visitors to come and enjoy Cape Town. I won't even try and make a booking at a restaurant.
Don't.
Because you're not going to get it. And so I look forward to my own family time this year.
Well, enjoy it. It's a blessed time. Enjoy being with the family and enjoy being at home. And Minister, thank you for always making yourself available for us.
Thank you. And best wishes to all your viewers and to you and Sakina. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very, very much. That's our Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille, talking to us about her department's summer campaign for this year and some big matters coming up next year. That G20, it's a big one for us.